it's Lauren with Bargain Bead Box, and I am so excited to play around today with some of the items from our April Companion Bundle. So this bundle was available on our sister store, beadboxbargains.com. It has currently sold out, but I've noticed a couple questions or just really posts in our group about, like, someone was asking for ideas for how to use these little crystals. Someone else was asking for ideas about how to attach a link to a stretch cord bracelet. And those two posts together and I was like, I'll play around and we will make a sparkly, stretchy bracelet. So we're going to use these adorable little 6x4mm crystal teardrop bracelets in Crystal AB. And I just love these teardrop charms. You get 100 of them. They're just super cute. And I'm also going to use one of our stainless steel cloud links and one of our cubic zirconia brass teardrops here as well. So it's going to be a very simple project. The only other pieces that I am using are clamshell bead tips. These are Fine 2130 at beadboxbargains.com. They're also stainless steel. They're an 8 by 4.5 millimeter. You want a slightly larger one for this. That size. I would not use like the 6x4 for this project. And I've got some jump rings. These are ring 169. I'm just going to use a little jump ring, but you can use whatever you have on hand. So I'm going to lay all this out and we will get started. Okay, so I've also got some stretch cord here. I'm using a 0.8 millimeter. That might be a little bit of a close fit. I've tried with the crystals, and most of the metal teardrops fit on there just fine. If you get some that have a little bit of that antiquing agent still in the drill hole, you can use a bead reamer or just a head pin to clear it out, or you can use a 0.6 millimeter as well. I always, when I'm making bracelets, I like to use the thickest cord I can reasonably fit through the drill holes because it just makes it a little sturdier. Okay, so I'm going to cut some of this. And I always give myself a little extra to work with, so I'm going to cut about a foot, even though we're not going to use that much. All right, so we're going to start off with, I have reserved here some of the seed beads that were strung between the crystal beads on the strand. It's because I'm going to use those to kind of hold the knot in the clamshell bead tip. So instead of crimping it, because you don't really want to crimp stretch cord, it will break. I'm just going to string on my clamshell bead tip, first of all, there, with the inside of the V shape pointing towards the seed bead that I then string on. I'm going to pick a little thin seed bead, and I'm just going to tie the cord around it. And, in fact, maybe I'll take this off and just do a square knot real quick. So that's the left over right, left, there we are. I'm just going to knot around it. And then I left my gut glue at home because I was fixing a jewelry piece for a family member. So I just have clear nail polish here today, and I'm just going to put a little dot on that knot just to give it something to hold on to. It makes me feel better. Okay, now I'm going to string back on that clamshell bead tip, pull it up and over the seed bead, trim the end here, and close it up gently. And then using my nylon coated pliers, I'm going to give it a little squeeze just to make sure it's nice and closed. All right, there we go. And then this is going to give us a nice little end to attach our link. And I'm going to go ahead and do that because it will help me measure how long I need my bracelet to be if I know how long the part with the link is going to be when it's done. So I'm just going to take a jump ring here. I'm going to open it up with my little jump ring there. Again, you always want to swing outward. You don't want to uncurl. I'm going to put both loops of that clamshell bead tip through, as well as one end of my cloud link. And I'm just going to swing that shut. All right. And when we're done, we'll attach the other end to the other side. You'll have a nice stretchy bracelet with a pretty link, and we'll also attach this drop there for just a little bit of sparkle. But for now, I'm going to leave it as is, just to make it easier when I'm trying to assess the length that I want. If you have a ruler and you know your wrist size, that's a great approach too. I am very much an eyeballer. Okay, so from here, I'm going to go ahead and pre-stretch my stretch cord a little bit. Just give it a few tugs, wrap it around, just like down the full length of it. And all this does is it gets rid of any excess elasticity and just keeps it from stretching out so much later. All right, now I'm ready to start beading. And this is where it just gets really, really simple. We're going to start with a crystal teardrop and then do a metal teardrop. And we're just going to repeat that over and over until it is long enough for your wrist. And the thing I love about this pattern is that just the dynamic of having these pieces that are thinner at the top than the bottom means you're going to have some really fun motion and patterns as they sort of double up over each other. And stretch cord is a really fun medium for this because it will allow the beads to really get that scrunchy texture that I am looking for here. To me, that just creates so much motion and looks a lot like raindrops in action, which is kind of the whole point of this bracelet. I always love sparkle and the metal pieces together. I think it's just super fun. And yeah, I wanted to do a tutorial with our companion bundle this month since we were able to source more of them, and they were actually available for several days in a row, which is a record for us. I'm glad. I hope everyone who wanted one was able to get one. And we will continue to do as high quantity as we can for future months as well. Hopefully we'll be able to get that number where it needs to be again so that everyone who wants one can get one. But yeah, I was very excited to play around with these little metal teardrops. I think typically I see them as basically like the ends of the extender chain on a necklace. I just think there's so many other fun things you can do, and I love the way they bring texture to your piece. Oh, it's looking so fun already. And stretch cord, I feel like gets kind of a childish rap sometimes. Like, I love stretch cord. I make a lot of stretch bracelets because I fidget with bracelets and I love to just take them on and off and play with them. And this one will definitely, I'm sure, experience some of that duress, and the stretch cord makes that easy to do, and it's also pretty durable. But I think that adding the link to it kind of dresses it up a bit. Adding the metal work to the stretch cord, it gives it just a different feel, which I'm excited about. I love a stretch bracelet again, but yeah, I wanted to try something new. And if you are not a member of the Bargain Bead Box Creative Corner Facebook group, you are missing out. I highly recommend joining. Make sure you answer all those membership questions so our nice group computer friend will not auto-decline it. But there's just 3 questions, and they're all very easy. It's basically like, are you a spammer? Anyway, all that to say, it's a really fantastic community. I'm constantly just blown away by the creativity and the helpful spirit there, and appreciate all of y'all so much. You literally inspire me. And this bead is not there. It goes. Like, did not want to go on there, but we convinced it. I really love the teardrops this month. It makes me very happy. I haven't played with Bracelet shapes in a while. And there's a lot of things you can do with them. But I really like the sparkle and, again, just the texture with these metal pieces that kind of go different directions naturally. It looks like a rain shower to me. All right, let's see here. There we go. And, yeah, I knew when I saw these little metal teardrops that I wanted to play with them, but we'd already finalized the April box at that point. So I was glad that they worked out for the companion bundle. Here we go. Oh goodness, I am loving the spring weather, the sunlight, the greenery. Watching the world come alive, it makes me feel very happy. Even though it also means I have to take all my heavy-duty allergy meds, or else I'm just like one giant bundle of sneezes all day long. But other than that, and the fact that my car is perpetually coated in pollen, I took it through the car wash the other day, and my daughter was mad at me. She was like, "You washed the car?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, the pollen is how I tell which one is yours at pickup." I was like, "Oh boy, I guess I need to wash it a little more often." She was very indignant, but you know, she still found me. We still got her picked up. It was okay. But yeah, she's just more used to my car being green than black right now. Oh, goodness. But still, I love the spring. I love the leaves on the trees. Right now, I walked out to feed the goats this morning, and it just smelled like honeysuckle. It made me so happy. But I feel like spring and fall are my favorites, even though as a person, I don't necessarily like change. I like the changing weather, and I like the transition to warm and then from warm. But we have pretty mild winters here in Tennessee. We don't always get a ton of snow, but sometimes we get a ton of snow for us. We have 6 inches. That's unusual. But summer tends to be very, very, very humid and warm. So spring is like, yay, we're out of the winter, and the world's alive again, but not quite. The mosquitoes aren't out yet. The giant clouds of gnats aren't out yet. We can deal with the cicadas. They just make noise, but they leave you alone mostly. Yeah, so I love Tennessee spring. Though there is also a lot of rain. Thus our theme this month. All right, I have itty bitty wrists, so I think I am getting close to the length I want it. Maybe just a little bit more. Again, I could use a beadboard, I could measure things out, but I find that the measurements I like change based on the beads I use. Like, these are kind of pokier beads. I'm going to want it to be a little longer than I normally would, because I don't want it to be too tight, just based on my sensitivities as a person. So I find that I do better just winging it and testing it out as I go. That's just my personality. Make it up as we go along. Let's see here. I think that's pretty good. A little bit more, because I want to be able to really scrunch it up and get that fun texture there. I think probably 2 more of each will be sufficient. And yeah, I think that's going to be good. And we started with the teardrop, so I will end with the crystal teardrop, not the metal teardrop. Keep it consistent on both sides, because that will bother me if I do not. So let's see here. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. And keep in mind, you're going to get a little extra length from your other jump ring and bead tip as well. All right. So now we're just going to basically do the same thing we did to start, and that is, I knocked it off the the mat here, but I'm going to take our other clamshell bead tip and I'm going to swing it flat so that I'll have more room to work with when I'm knotting. So I'm going to string that on. I'm going to take another one of these little itty bitty seed beads. Going to string it down here. And this is where you get to decide how tight you want your cord, essentially. I want to pull it pretty tight because I want to have, again, some of that fun movement. I just love the way that the multiple teardrops work together, but I don't want to be so tight that it looks like they're all scrunched up constantly. So I think that's pretty good. We'll see how it goes. All right, now I just got to tie a knot around this seed bead. That tight. I'm going to pull it tight on the end, on this end first, to make sure I get my tension on the cord, and then pull it tight here. All right, that's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. So now I'm going to tie another knot. Give it a double or triple knot here. Put a drop of your favorite glue, or like I said, I'm going to just use nail polish today, clear nail polish, because I left my glue at home. Okay, which I realized after I got to the studio, of course. Here we go. Just going to put a drop of glue on that, or nail polish on that knot right there. Both sides. Okay, that should be good. It just kind of gives it a little more to grab onto. It makes it less likely it'll come undone. And now I have it all over my fingers. Oh well, it's messy. Life is messy. Now I'm just going to carefully fold up the bead tip over that seed bead. There we go. Got my nylon jawed pliers just to gently squeeze it shut. It's a little bigger than your squished crimp bead. And you do want to be gentle. You don't want to squeeze it so tight that it starts to cut the stretch cord at the bottom of the bead tip. There we go. All right, and now all that's left to do is get our jump rings, attach the other end here, and then attach our sparkly raindrop to the cloud. And then we will have an extremely sparkly bracelet, cloudy with a chance of sparkles. That's what I'm going to call it. That's cordy, but I love it. All right. It's more than a chance of sparkles. Let's be real. This bracelet has all of the sparkles. I love it. All right. So we're going to take a jump ring here, and I'm just going to attach this to the inside of the cloud. It'll move around probably a little bit. It'll be fine. I like the motion. Raindrops do that anyway. So I'm just going to take the frame of the cloud and stick it in there inside that loop. And then I'm going to swing that closed. See if I can get a good angle there. Make sure I'm closing it and not curling it up here. Oh goodness, I am giving myself a hard time here. Sometimes I just don't get a good grip with my pliers. I have iffy wrists, and there we are. That's a good angle for me, and the angle really matters. And the ring helps me a lot, but there we go. That's upside down. There we are. Look at that. So cute and sparkly. Now I have to try it on. So you've got a nice stretch cord bracelet, but you also have this fun metal element with the sparkle on it. I really love that. It's playful, it's fun. I like that it has the motion of the drop with it too. And then just all of those super sparkly teardrops. And because it's a stretch bracelet, it goes on and off really, really easily. But yeah, those clamshell bead tips with the knot around the seed bead help keep the stretch cord ends secure and make it look really professional at the same time. Yay! Well, thanks so much for joining me today, and thank you again to all of our members in the Creative Corner. Your questions and posts are always inspiring. I've had a lot of fun playing around. There's so much more stuff in the companion bundle, but I really wanted to use these little teardrops together, and I'm very glad I did, because that makes me super happy. Thanks so much for joining me, y'all. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe for lots more tutorials and other videos coming up. And as always, happy beading.